Hello everybody, and today we'll be watching what if the Indominus Rex was in Jurassic Park? Like, if the Indominus Rex was at the T-Rex scene in Jurassic Park 1, where the T-Rex escaped. So let's see. Boom. There's Rexy!
This event was a calamity that helped cause the downfall of Jurassic Park. But what if Rexy wasn't the dinosaur that broke out of here? What if it was a dinosaur capable of something worse? A dinosaur that never walked our planet, but instead was genetically designed. Join us as we uncover what would have happened if the Indominus Rex was in Jurassic Park. Chaos.
Jurassic Park 1, Jurassic Park 2,
Consequences.
Jurassic Park 3, Jurassic World, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, Battle at Big Rock, Jurassic World, and the show, and the brand new movie, Jurassic World Domination or Dominion.
On a journey 65 million years in the making, as we explore the question of mission.
The year is 1988. Construction on the first iteration of InGen's dinosaur resort, Jurassic Park, has begun on Isla Nublar. As the facilities of the first park are being constructed and nearing completion, pressure is mounting on Dr. Henry Wu, who has been struggling to have a genetic breakthrough with the biological material recovered by InGen. Wu has managed to hatch herbivores, including the Gallimimus, Microceratus, and Triceratops. But Jurassic Park needs a carnivorous star to be its main attraction, and time is rapidly running out. In an act of desperation, Henry Wu revisits something which he had experimented with years before, amalgam testing. He believes that he might be able to combine some of the genetic specimens in the InGen library, including DNA recovered for a Tyrannosaurus rex, to create a large theropod which will be able to take center stage at the park. Wu experiments in secret, much to the criticism of his peers, and is eventually able to birth a new animal on Site B. This animal, which is referred to internally as the Diabolus Rex. But, in the main timeline, you and I both know it as the Indominus Rex.
Yes.
This creature is hatched with an accelerated birth gene to enable it to grow faster than other dinosaurs, ensuring that Jurassic Park has an adult theropod which will give the kids and their parents nightmares. Fast forward to the year of 1993, and John Hammond is welcoming his first visitors to Jurassic Park, as investors from Japanese consortiums ask for their lawyer, Donald Gennaro, to undertake a site visit. Arriving on the island, Ian Malcolm, Ellie Sattler, and Alan Grant are also greeted by a visitor centre adorned with signs for the Diabolus Rex, coined as Hammond's Hybrid, and a miracle of science and technology combined to make some impossible possible.
You know something? We never get to see the original Jurassic Park Jeeps anymore.
The Diabolus Rex is a cornerstone of the park, with various pieces of clothing, mugs, and lunchboxes that have the hybrid present in the merchandise shop, and the silhouette of the head of the animal present in the logo for the park. There is, however, a dark secret to the Diabolus Rex within this universe. With just 5 years to get the animal to adulthood, John Hammond made the executive decision to skip some of the traditional security features present on Isla Nublar. Animals like the Triceratops had gone through extensive enclosure testing, with Robert Muldoon overseeing a security regime to ensure that the animals were secure in their environment and unable to pose a risk to the guests. With the Diabolus still reaching maturity, Muldoon had been unable to do the same tests for this creature, meaning that there had been no tests for the paddock that the animal was currently contained in. Despite protests from the park warden and Ray Arnold, Hammond had pushed ahead with the 1993 deadline, meaning that the Diabolus currently inhabited an enclosure originally intended for the Tyrannosaurus Rex. As Malcolm,
Also
Sattler,
known
and
as
Grant
Rexy
settled in on the island,
in this
Hammond's
movie.
grandchildren of Lex and Tim arrived as well. Excited to reveal his feature attraction to the assembled group, and keen to prove both Muldoon and Arnold wrong, Hammond decides to lead the group into the park to witness the Diabolus Rex firsthand with them through Jurassic Park's tour. In this universe, there is still no Dilophosaurus on the tour track, although the group did encounter a sick Triceratops with park veterinarian Jerry Hardin. Here, Grant decides to stay with Sattler as they look after the herbivore, meaning Hammond, Malcolm, Gennaro, Tim, and Lex are the group who continue their way through Jurassic Park. Hammond turns off the CD-ROM and uses a headset to communicate excitedly about the Diabolus Rex as they approached its paddock, exclaiming that it is the world's first hybrid creature, and that this attraction was anticipated to generate millions in revenue for the island alone. When the convoy of vehicles arrive at the Diabolus' paddock, they are left disappointed at first as there is nothing on show. Hoping to be able to demonstrate this creature to the guests, Hammond contacts the control room to release a goat into the paddock, but this still prompts nothing. Slowly and
Same as
deliberately,
the T-Rex,
a shape
where
begins to emerge
the
from the tree line,
T-Rex didn't
camouflaged like that
merge.
present on a chameleon, allowing the
There she
Diabolus
is.
to hide itself within the trees. A dark red eye peered through the enclosure at the vehicles parked in front of it. Hammond is in the front vehicle, talking about how Dr. Henry Wu had used cuttlefish DNA for this animal, when the Diabolus reached forward and touched the fence with a long, clawed finger. A spark of electricity shines brightly as it reacts to the Diabolus' interaction. Initially, the spectators were taken back, the animal seeming to not react to the high volume of voltage present in the fence, before Hammond reassured them that it was perfectly safe.
Your broken statue? Our
Dang
Gorilla
it.
Superglue. For the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
At that moment, the creature touched the fence again and lashed out, a strong arm causing the fence wires to collapse in on itself, sending sparks flying everywhere as the Diabolus Rex began to emerge from its paddock.
Well, that ain't
Frozen in
good.
terror, John Hammond and Gennaro were only able to watch on in terror as the Diabolus Rex stepped onto the road in front of the tour vehicles, letting out an ear-splitting roar as it did so.
That's what the
On
roar
the
is
headset,
if you
Muldoon
guys haven't
frantically
watched
stated that
Jurassic
he was
World
getting his
1.
launcher and was on the way, but it didn't matter. It was far too late. With one vicious, brutal swing of the arm, the Diabolus threw the Ford Explorer against the base of the fence wall, crushing the car almost entirely. Sparks showered the vehicle from above from the broken fencing. They then attempt to wiggle their way out of danger from the car before John Hammond locked eyes with the creature, in a similar way to how he first imprinted on her back when she was born. He was in far too much pain to be able to scream as the Diabolus lunged forward, killing him and Gennaro in a single, brutal bite. Watching all of this unfold and seeing the gruesome death of their grandfather in front of them, Malcolm tried desperately to silence Lex and Tim, hoping that silence and stillness would save them from the grisly fate. Unfortunately, this was not a Tyrannosaurus Rex, and the trio would soon meet the same fate as that which befell the kid's grandfather. Knowing that the Diabolus Rex was now on the rampage, Ellie Sattler, Alan Grant, and Jerry Hardin headed back to the visitor center, rendezvousing with Ray Arnold and Dennis Nedry, who was not contacted by Biosyn in this universe. The group headed for Isla Nublar's helipad whilst Robert Muldoon bidded farewell to them, stating that the failure in security was entirely his fault, and that he would need to deal with the Diabolus Rex personally. After arriving at the helipad, the remaining survivors were able to escape, although Robert Muldoon was never seen again. Shortly after this event, the Costa Rican government placed Isla Nublar on a quarantine list as word got out about this incident. The Diabolus Rex was then left alone to find dominion over its new kingdom, inevitably causing the downfall of the ecosystem on Isla Nublar. But what if Robert Muldoon was able to actually defeat the Diabolus Rex? What if someone else returned to the island years later to figure out what exactly happened here? And what would have been the overall fate to the Diabolus? There are many possible outcomes here, but for now, all we can question is,
what if? What if? What if?
Yeah, Jurassic Park would have been way worse if the Indominus was created many years earlier. Okay, wow. Okay, guys, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye bye.